The Christian population in the United States has felt a sharp decrease over the past decade. Across the world in Vienna, similar changes have been felt, with a drop in Christian population of approximately 20% since the end of the 20th century.
I felt the need to not say appeal to but you have to. The church has to move on because some people who I met, they were looking for something else. The children who they're not grown up in that kind of environment, so it is a challenge, I think, for the church itself to reach out to the younger people. Actually, it's very important to me because I have a problem keeping my own kids in the church. That's something I would like to address because I see that's a need for the next generation to take over. We will not be here forever.
Like most church communities, we do struggle a bit with retaining youth and young adults. Young adults are difficult. Many of our young adults are students. But it's hard because, as I say, some of those are foreigners who have come here for a limited period of time. When the doors are open, when people do come in, we let them know that we have this ministry and we try to get people connected.
Since the COVID pandemic, many churches, such as the English-speaking United Methodist Church of Vienna, have utilized live broadcasted services. However, the Christ Church of Vienna has recently stopped this practice to highlight the tradition of their church and invite more people to appear in the congregation.
What I do see, certainly for young people, is that there's a culture, and a number of churches want to meet that culture where it's at. So they will have their bands and things, and they sort of want to meet people where they're culturally at. So you can even have heavy metal bands who have a Christian message that does exist. So that's meeting people where they are. They're meeting them in their culture. What we're doing here is different. It's more based in the tradition. And some people find that very refreshing order of worship. The Christian message is one that's always going to be in conflict with the culture and always has been in conflict. Sometimes it accommodates itself more, not necessarily to the good, and sometimes it's clear we are a different entity. We are a different people, and we're not susceptible as much to the zeitgeist. So that's a good thing for all young people. If they can stay close to the church, even if they have their doubts, it gives them a way of critiquing society that they're not going to be given necessarily from society. They'll get the kind of a position of right and left. But here you have another resource. You have the wisdom of the centuries. This is nothing new. We need to be stable within all this instability that's around us. We need to find a center ourselves. And there, of course, the faith does help you with that.
Though many Viennese churches have felt a decrease in attendance, there is still a vibrant and diverse atmosphere in many churches. The Christ Church of Vienna hosts members from over 35 countries, while the English-speaking United Methodist Church similarly hosts a diverse congregation from countries such as Africa, Singapore, and the United States.
It's a particular challenge to kind of develop a sense of community in a church that's so diverse. But at the same time, the people who come here are in some way outsiders to life in Vienna. And so because everyone's so diverse, coming here, there's a stronger sense of community. We try to draw in different components of different cultural background. Every Sunday we have a different form of music. Next week it'll be our African singers and drummers group. Sometimes people will sing in their native languages from Africa.
I think it's like heaven on earth because people speaking different languages and getting to know the different cultures and we all come from different parts of the world. The African brings it its own beauty, being dressed up every Sunday, or, when I have the African choirs performing with drums and music. I enjoy the diversity that you can worship God in your own ways and still we all worship one God.